Picture this: a magnificent city, floating on a vast lake, crisscrossed by canals instead of roads, shimmering under a tropical sun. This isn't Venice, and it's not a fantasy novel. This was Tenochtitlan, the awe-inspiring capital of the Aztec Empire, a metropolis that rivaled any in the world, built right in the heart of modern-day Mexico. How did this incredible city come to be, and what secrets does its story hold? Join me as we journey back in time to unravel the legend of the city on the lake. Over 700 years ago, a nomadic people, the Mexica, whom we now call the Aztecs, were searching for a home. Their god, Huitzilopochtli, had given them a sign to look for: an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a snake. For decades, they wandered through the rugged landscapes of central Mexico, searching for this divine omen. Imagine their exhaustion, their hope dwindling with each passing year. Then, one day, on a swampy island in the middle of Lake Texcoco, they saw it. The prophecy was fulfilled. This inhospitable, marshy land was to be their promised land. It was here, against all odds, that they would build their empire's heart. But how do you build a city on a swamp? This is where Aztec ingenuity truly shines. They didn't see an obstacle. They saw an opportunity. They began by driving massive wooden pylons deep into the soft lake bed to create stable foundations. They dredged mud from the bottom of the lake, piling it into small rectangular islands. These were the legendary chinampas, or floating gardens. They weren't truly floating, but were anchored to the lake floor, separated by canals. These incredibly fertile plots of land became the city's breadbasket, allowing them to harvest up to 7 crops a year. They grew maize, beans, squash, tomatoes, and vibrant flowers, feeding a population that would soon swell into the hundreds of thousands. The city itself was a masterpiece of urban planning. 3 grand causeways, wide enough for 10 horses to ride abreast, connected the island city to the mainland. These engineering marvels served as dikes to control the water level and had removable bridges that could transform the city into an impenetrable fortress. Fresh water was brought into the city from mainland springs through 2 massive stone aqueducts, a testament to their advanced understanding of hydraulics. Within the city, a network of canals functioned as streets. People navigated in thousands of canoes, transporting goods, visiting neighbors, or simply traveling from one part of the city to another. It was a bustling aquatic metropolis, a vibrant tapestry of movement and life on the water. At the very center of Tenochtitlan lay the sacred precinct, a massive walled square that was the religious and political nucleus of the empire. Dominating the skyline was the Templo Mayor, the Great Temple. This was a colossal step pyramid with 2 shrines at its peak, one dedicated to Huitzilopochtli, the god of war and the sun, and the other to Tlaloc, the god of rain and fertility. This temple was not just a building, it was a living monument, rebuilt and expanded by successive rulers, each layer adding to its grandeur and spiritual significance. Surrounding it were other temples, palaces for the elite, and schools for priests and nobles. Life in Tenochtitlan was vibrant and highly organized. Beyond the sacred precinct, the city was divided into 4 large sectors, which were further subdivided into districts, or calpulli, each with its own market, school, and local temple. The Grand Market of Tlatelolco, a sister city that was eventually absorbed by Tenochtitlan, astonished the first Europeans who saw it. Tens of thousands of people gathered there daily to trade everything imaginable: gold, silver, precious stones, intricate featherwork, pottery, textiles, and foods from every corner of the empire. It was an orderly, bustling hub of commerce, policed by officials who ensured fair trade and resolved disputes on the spot. By the early 1500s, Tenochtitlan was one of the largest cities in the world. With an estimated population of over 200,000 people, it was larger than Paris, London, or any other European city of the time. The Spanish conquistadors who arrived in 1519 were utterly stunned. One of Hernán Cortés's soldiers, Bernal Díaz del Castillo, wrote that they were so amazed they thought they were dreaming. He described the great towers and temples and buildings rising from the water, calling it an enchanted vision. The city was immaculately clean, with teams of workers sweeping and washing the streets daily. It was a testament to the sophisticated social structure and civic pride of the Aztec people. But this golden age was about to come to a brutal and tragic end. In 1519, the Spanish expedition led by Hernán Cortés landed on the coast. Lured by tales of immense wealth, they marched inland. The Aztec Emperor, Moctezuma II, perhaps believing Cortés was a returning god, initially welcomed the Spaniards into the magnificent city. This hospitality would prove to be a fatal mistake. The cultural clash was immense, and tensions quickly escalated. The Spanish, horrified by the Aztec practice of human sacrifice and driven by a thirst for gold, seized Moctezuma and attempted to rule through him. This fragile peace shattered. After a series of betrayals and brutal conflicts, including the massacre of Aztec nobles during a religious festival, the city erupted in open revolt, driving the Spanish out in a bloody retreat known as La Noche Triste, or the Night of Sorrows. But Cortés was relentless. He regrouped, gathered allies from rival indigenous groups who resented Aztec rule, and returned to lay siege to the city. What followed was one of the most brutal sieges in history. For nearly 3 months, the Aztecs, led by their final emperor, Cuauhtémoc, fought with incredible bravery. But they were no match for the superior weaponry of the Spanish: steel swords, crossbows, and cannons, and the devastating impact of smallpox, a European disease to which they had no immunity, which wiped out a huge portion of their population. In August of 1521, after months of starvation, disease, and relentless combat, the glorious city of Tenochtitlan fell. The conquerors showed little mercy. They systematically tore down the magnificent temples and palaces, viewing them as symbols of a pagan faith that needed to be erased. The canals were filled in with the rubble of the once proud city. On these ruins, the Spanish began to build a new capital for their colonial empire: Mexico City. The heart of the Aztec world was buried, literally and figuratively, beneath a new European-style city. The fall of Tenochtitlan marked the end of the Aztec Empire, but it was not the end of the Aztec people or their culture. For centuries, the legacy of this incredible civilization seemed lost beneath the streets of Mexico City. But it was never truly gone. The language of the Aztecs, Nahuatl, is still spoken by over 1 million people in Mexico today. Their cuisine, featuring staples like corn, beans, and chilies, forms the foundation of modern Mexican food. And the legend of the eagle on the cactus? It lives on as the proud centerpiece of the Mexican flag, a permanent reminder of the city's mythical origins. In recent decades, archaeologists have begun to uncover the secrets hidden beneath the bustling metropolis. In 1978, electrical workers accidentally stumbled upon a massive stone disk depicting the Aztec moon goddess, Coyolxauhqui. This discovery led to the excavation of the Templo Mayor, right next to Mexico City's main square and cathedral. Today, you can visit this incredible archaeological site and walk among the foundations of the Great Temple, a window into a lost world. The story of Tenochtitlan is a powerful saga of ingenuity, glory, tragedy, and resilience. It reminds us that even when empires fall and cities are destroyed, a culture's spirit can endure, waiting to be rediscovered. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back to the amazing city of Tenochtitlan. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the incredible stories our history holds. Let us know in the comments what other historical mysteries you'd like us to uncover next. Until next time, keep exploring.